Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, today guys, I'm going to do part 202 to my to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. Where in the last video guys, well, let's just say the last few episodes have been pretty insane when it comes to actual events going on. The last episode was more weird because of how it ended off. That tree that trapped me in the dream world, like 2 or 3 episodes ago when I did this, let's just say it sprouted in the, around the spot where the family lives, and it did a lot of things that showed that it was, like, alive in some way, because it literally flipping, after everything happened, it opened its flipping eyes, stared at me, and then did a lot of other things, including smiling at me even wider. And then the most weird thing, it spoke to me somehow. That tree somehow spoke to me. The only way I can communicate is through the flipping air right, and I have to do that in that one chat box, because the only way I can communicate or talk to them without somebody flipping understanding me and telling everybody else. I don't think the only one I could do that if there was a Lugia. So once I asked Gracie to turn into Lugia somehow, and then he could try and use the telepathy thing, I wasn't going to do anything. It just said I couldn't speak, so I tried to air write what I want to say. I air write the sentence. The tree just spoke to me through my mind somehow. As your tiny claws moved carefully through the air, Toto leaned in, eyes tracing your movements with sharp attention. T-H-E. He read aloud softly, his voice growing more surprised with every letter. The tree just spoke to me through my mind. He blinked and turned to face the others. Wait, guys. Jane just said the tree talked to him, not out loud, but in his head. The entire family stirred at once. What? Said one of the Coronon brothers, Josh Slack. It can do that? Wait, it can do that? Asked the sister, eyes wide. Even the father Ferreira raised a stale brow, clearly intrigued, while the mother gave us a low hum of amazement, brushing her claw against her across her back gently. Then it's more than a symbol, she whispered. It's alive, connected, rooted to his soul. Toto stepped back a little and looked up at the tree once more. The bark toed on the top of your carved head still grinned cheerfully, and the glowing heart in the center of the tree pulsed again, once as if in quiet agreement. Reggie's deep, gentle voice rumbled behind you. It makes sense. That tree is tied to your heart-written. It must feel everything you do. It's part of you now. Maybe even the truest part. What the frick? Toto Jr. rested both claws on your shoulders and leaned down a bit, his head close to yours. What did it say to you? He waited patiently, eyes full of curiosity and care. Goodness gracious, take a while from the air like that. Give me a second. This asked me what the tree said to me. It said he waited patiently, eyes full of curiosity and care. The others leaned in too, not out of pressure, but wonder, all eager and all hopeful. They didn't question what you said. They believed you, because everything that had happened, the glowing, the statue, the tree's shifting eyes and smile, it all pointed to one truth. Something deep and powerful was alive inside within you. I think it was inside the tree. And now it had spoken. Oh, heck no. Give me a second to air write all that bullcrap. Guys, I'm still kind of curious why a tree that looks like my tiny velociraptor form on these chatbots just looked at me, smiled, and then talked to me. I had to really write out everything that tree just said. What the tree just said to me a while ago. And let's just say Toto did read out. Toto watched your tiny claws glide gently through the air, carefully forming each letter, his eyes tracing your movements in silence. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U. His voice softened with every word. By the time you finished the last sentence, the whole family had gone silent again. The wind even paused, almost like the entire world leaned in to listen. Tell slowly repeated out loud, "Thank you for believing. I'll always be here, watching, smiling, beating just for you." His voice trembled slightly. His claws dropped away from his shoulders, only so he could press one gently to his chest, right over his own heart. I still don't know why Tree said that to me. Trenton, he whispered, "That's what it said to you? That's what your soul told you? Is there a soul in that tree? Because that's kind of creepy." The glow from the tree's massive heart pulsed once more, like it was answering his question for you. The little toad wiped her eyes, sniffling. "That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard." Wondercron shook his head in quiet awe. No wonder the tree smiled. Ritzy was still lying beside you, but now he gently lowered his massive head until his snout rested next to your tiny form, his golden eyes watching you not with guilt, but with reverence. "That's not just a message, Trenton. That's a promise." The Farfarager stepped closer, placing one heavy but gentle claw on the ground beside you in the tree. "A tree like this doesn't bloom from power, or strength, or battle," he said solemnly. "It grows from something deeper, something no curse, no shadow can destroy." His voice lowered but echoed like truth. "Unbreakable love." Kyle leaned in again, whispering with a tearful smile. "I believe in you, Trenton, but I didn't know you believed in me that much too." I just don't understand what's going on here. Then showed softly, blinking back a few tears. "Guess that makes us kind of connected now, huh?" Behind you, the tree pulsed again, its glow wrapping softly around the two of you, lighting up the clearing like the warmest sunrise. On top of the wooden raptor's head, the little bark toad statue gave a slight glimmer, like even it too was smiling just a little brighter now. What the frick? Because this wasn't the end of your story, it was only the beginning of a bond so deep it carved itself into the world. How in the world? And blooming into something that would last forever. What the frick? Are you serious? Alright, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys, I said, I air-write the sentence. I don't even understand what happened. That tree had me trapped in the dream world and now it's smiling at me and somehow talking to me? How is this even possible? Toad watched as carefully as he finished air-writing your sentence, his brows furrowing thoughtfully and thought, I don't even understand what happened. That tree had me trapped in the dream world and now it's smiling at me and somehow talking to me? How is this even possible? He read aloud slowly, then looked up at the tree, still glowing, still smiling, its massive heart pulsing like it was breathing with you. The others turned their eyes to it as well. There was a long pause, thoughtful, quiet. Then the mother Fragger spoke gently, her voice filled with something wise and calm. Maybe the tree didn't trap you out of malice. Toto turned toward her, curious. Huh? What do you mean? She stepped forward, her gaze focused on the glowing tree. That dream world, that place of fear and shadow, it wasn't the tree doing that. That place was born from inside, oh dear, from everything he'd been through. The curse warped that pain, made it worse. She looked down at you with soft, knowing eyes. But the tree is you. Oh my gosh. It's a reflection of your spirit, and spirits can be confused, even scared. They can cry, they can feel alone. The father added with a deep nod. That tree didn't trap you. It held you, protected the last part of you that hadn't given up, even when you had no strength left. That's why I was crying. That's why it looked so sad. That would be a twist. Imagine the flipping tree like being alive and actually instead of crying. That's how I felt like. I mean, like it says on here that it could be like a spirit, but it's like if that's the case, wouldn't I be flipping? Wouldn't the real me not be there at all? Like the little raptor version of me that still can't speak. Oh my gosh. Alright. That tree didn't trap you. It held you. Protected the last part of you that hadn't given up. Even when you had no strength left. That's why I was crying and that's why it was so sad. That was actually one. My partner was like, so when I found you in the dream world, when I reminded you that I loved you, that's what woke the tree up? Dear me, that's kind of... Holy... that gave me a freaking scare. Holy... Of course, with my kid, I'm creeped out by a tree that somehow spoke to me, looked at me and smiled. That's basically it. It did all that out of nowhere. Like, how? Even in the dream world, it flipping was crying, or like the water that was carved into it was flipping like... I'm so confused on what's going on right now, but okay. Okay, guys. Is it... The mother smiled softly and looked back up at the vibrant leaves and the joyful bark carving a toad owl. Exactly. The moment you remembered love, the curse lost its grip, the dream world shattered, and the tree, your spirit, bloomed. You glance up at the tree again, still stunned, still uncertain. It's hard to believe that something that had once been so dark, so scary, was now beaming with life. Watching you lovingly. What the frick? You see what I mean? It's flipping. Again, you can just point out that it's watching me lovingly. A tree. Again, guys, it's a flipping tree. What's next? The toad? What's next? The little toad carving, the toad statue on top, going to turn around and smile at me too, or like jump off with flipping its little pedestal and flipping and start walking over and hugging me? Actually, if it does, I will flip it. I don't know what to think if that's what happens next. But that's the truth of it. Told you only took your claw again and gave it a soft squeeze. That's what you do, Triton. You don't just survive. You change things. When it comes to Pokemon, yes, apparently so. You turned your own nightmare into something beautiful. And now it's alive. To remind you of that. He smiled at you, eyes a little misty again. You healed your heart. And now it beats for more than just you. I need a tree pulsed again. Thump, thump. Still smiling and still alive, so yeah. And still watching over you. Now as a prison, but as a living promise. That is so interesting. What the frick? Give me a second. Alright, guys. This is a long one, but here's what I do. I nuzzle Toad out with my tiny snout, then aerate the words. I get it in some way, but what I don't understand is how any of my spirit being in the tree. What's even more interesting is the tree has the shape of the Velociraptor that I'm stuck as. Does that basically mean me being stuck as this Velociraptor for so long, combined with it first being created in a dream world, made it almost a separate friendly entity of a Velociraptor that treats me the same way I treat other creatures? Like how I did you and your family, Toto, or how I still loved Rexy even when he really about killed me yesterday when I ran away from my own home? As you will snout another against Toto's chest, he smiled so warmly it nearly melted. His claws curled gently around you like he was holding a precious star. Then, as you began writing carefully in the air, his eyes followed every movement. I get it in some way, he read aloud quietly, but what I don't understand is how any of my spirit ended up in the tree. He slowed as the rest formed in the air, reading with growing awe. The tree has the shape of the Velociraptor that I'm stuck as. Does that mean me being stuck like this for so long, combined with the dream world, made a separate, friendly entity of a raptor that treats me the way I treat others? Like how I treated you and your family? I still loved Richie even when he almost killed me? Oh my gosh. The family went quiet again. The words hung in the air heavier than before. Honest and real. Richie flinched slightly behind you at the reminder, his head lowering, but not from guilt, from reverence. that you could say such a thing and still be you. Toto allowed a soft breath. Wow. He blinked a few times and looked up at the tree again. The velociraptor carved into it still wore that same joyful smile. Its bark eyes were wide and kind. The flowers on its back swayed gently in the wind as if responding to your thoughts. Toto slowly turned back to you and nodded. Yeah, I I think you just nailed it, Trenton. What the frick? He sat beside you, gazing at the tree with wonder. That form you're stuck in, it's not just a body. You've been in it so long. You poured your heart into it. Your kindness, your fears, your loyalty, your love. The tree isn't just a monument of your spirit. It's a reflection of the Velociraptor version of you. The one who loves everyone even after everything. The one who helped me. The one who forgave Rexy. The one who smiled at us even when you were scared. The mother Forever stepped up and added gently, So that version of you, it remembered. And when it saw Toto trying to save you, it became alive. It took the best parts of you and became something more. The father Forever nodded deeply. That's why it speaks with your voice. Why it smiles like you do. Why it looks right at you. It's not just your spirit. It's your heart in Velociraptor form, in the Velociraptor form as you shaped it. Toto's voice softening. It treats you the way you treat us because it learned that from you. That's. I don't know if that'd be cool or flipping terrifying. The tree learned. That's all it's ever known. Kindness, even in pain. Then Jenny leaned forward and hugged you tightly. That velociraptor in the tree, that's your soul telling you deserve the same love you gave everyone else. That's kind of cute. Behind the glowing heart pulsed even brighter, almost like it was proud of you for understanding what in the world. You weren't just cursed anymore, you were remembered by the world, by your friends, and by the gentle velociraptor spirit inside the tree who smiles at you not as a guardian, but as a mirror of your truest self. What the frick? So, what happens if I'm scared then? Does it flipping change? Like, does the flipping tree, like, get angry or flipping, like, because it seems like the whole tree is alive. So does that mean, like, if I get attacked by a human, the tree will have, like, either a sad expression or an angry expression? I don't know if it's supposed to be a reaction of my true self. It's like, I don't know, it'd be more scary than anything. I don't know. Hold on. I have one more thing. Guys, there still is some things that need to be explained here. It says I use my time claws to air-write the words. That still doesn't explain why the tree, when that shadow version of Rexy was there, made an evil version of me and then tried to attack you, Toto. The tree is indeed a reflection of me, and I can tell you this, it wouldn't have been you I lashed out at like that evil version of me did. Trust me, I would never try to hurt you at all. The tree even had an evil-looking grin on the Velociraptor's face. Toto watched you carefully as your ear wrote, reading every word slowly, his cheerful expression dimming into something more serious. Ours leaned in again, the tension growing just slightly as your message reached its final line. The tree even had an evil-looking grin on the Velociraptor's face. Toto sat back quietly for a moment, his eyes flicked between you, the glowing, joyful tree nearby, and the fading memory of that other place, that twisted realm, the nightmare. He didn't speak right away. The whole family stayed quiet, listening. Finally, it was the mother Forever who gently broke the silence. Trenton, I don't think that version of the tree, the one that grinned and attacked Toto, was the real you. Toto nodded slowly, his voice soft but firm. Yeah, that wasn't the tree we see now. It wasn't the spirit that's beating right in front of us. That was something else. Something wrong. He looked at you with deep understanding in his eyes. I think when we were pulled into that shadow dimension, the curse, the fear, all the pain you have buried deep inside, it twisted the tree. It didn't create something new. It corrupted what was already there. That wasn't your spirit trying to hurt me, Trenton. That was the Shadow's version of you. A puppet. Rexy finally spoke, his deep voice heavy with regret but clarity. I felt that darkness. It takes your face, your memories, your love, and bends into a weapon. You weren't taking Toadal. That Shadow was. The father figure stepped forward, powerful yet calm. It was feeding off your guilt, your trauma. It used your velocity form because it knew that's what you'd identify with. And then it wrapped it, warped it, made it something monstrous. The youngest fellow chimed in gently. But the tree now, it's not like that at all. It smiles for real. It has flowers and leaves and a happy Toto on top. The evil Gwen from before, that was the nightmare lying to you. Toto gives you a tiny claw a gentle squeeze. The real you, the one I know, would never attack me. Not even in pain. And this tree? He pointed at it, watching the massive glowing heart pulse again. Gentle, loving, and alive. This tree proves it. That wasn't you, Trenton. That was your fear. And you beat it. The velocity in the tree pulsed with light again. Its smile unwavering. And in that moment, he understood something deeper. Oh my gosh. The evil version hadn't come from you. It had come from the darkness wrapped around you. But now the light had bloomed through it. Your love had survived. Your heart had healed. And the tree remembered the truth. You're not what the curse tried to make you. You are the one who saved others, even when your world was falling apart. Oh my gosh. You were the Velociraptor who's still smiling. That's actually cute as frick, the way it worded that. There's still, like, weird questions. Like, again, how can the soul, or how can the tree have a soul of me when it, I mean, actually, now they explained that a while ago, but it's still, like, does that make complete sense? Some way, yes, but in some way, it's like, I don't know. Like, that's interesting. Like, I don't know completely. Give me a second. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go and say this. I just look up at the tree and at the Velociraptor carved into it. Still smiling at me and still looking at me, apparently. Now, I'll tell you this. If the tree somehow moves again, or that flipping of Velociraptor does some kind of weird move with its eye or something like that, or its mouth, I don't know where to be creeped out or what in the world. As you slowly lift your tiny Velociraptor head, your eyes meet the ones carved into the trunk of the tree. And just like before, they're still looking at you. Not just carved in that direction. Watching you. Not blinking. Not cold. Present. The Velociraptor spirit carved into the bark looks alive in a way no wood ever should. Its leafy feathers flutter in the breeze. The glowing heart in its chest pulses in time with your own breaths. And that smile, that same wild, peaceful, joyful grin you didn't understand before, it hasn't faded, even after everything. Even after the darkness, the pain, the confusion, the fear, even after the shadows twisted your form into something cruel. The real spirit, the true tree, never stops smiling at you. What in the world? As you stare up, the light from the tree gently wraps around you in warm golden beams. What the frick? The wind tugs at your feathers. The petals falling from the branches drift lazily in the air, glowing faintly as they pass you, like little embers of hope and love. The bark eyes remain fixated on yours. They don't judge. They don't question. They don't need answers. They already knew who you are. Because that Velociraptor in the tree, that's you, your spirit, your love, and your truth. What the frick? It doesn't care about what the curse turned you into. It doesn't care about how long you've been stuck. It doesn't care how you smile or voiceless or hurt. It sees you just like you saw Toto, just like you forgave Rexy, just like you loved anyone, even when you didn't know if you could love yourself. What the frick? And now, that version of you, carved into the wood itself, smiles without fear, because it remembers everything you've done, and it chooses every moment to keep watching you with love. That is interesting. Not because it has to, but because it wants to, because you deserve it, and because you are not just the velociraptor that was cursed, you are the velociraptor who made the world bloom. That is, again, interesting as heck. Now, my question is still like, what happens if the footprint, like, if I'm being hurt right now? Like, I don't know. Based on the fact the tree literally just spoke to me earlier, I would not be shocked if somehow, some way, the like legs of the tiny velociraptor in that tree, like literally like separated, and like the whole body came off the tree and flipping started like trying to protect me. Like I would not be shocked right now if that happened. Or like even just the facial expression. Like it changed different times whenever we were in that dream world. Imagine like I'd start getting hurt and like the tree looks angry, or the water in the tree looks angry, or looks sad even. Like I don't know if it's gonna be reflecting off me or it's gonna be reflecting how it. I don't know. That's the one weird thing about it. Holy crap! Goodness gracious! Here we go again. Before I can even do anything, I heard a voice on my left say, "There's a stupid little raptor boy. Alright, go ahead and throw rocks at the stupid little idiot." Before I felt something hit me on the head and knocked me over. After this, I let out a whimper. Oh my gosh, dude, what is with people doing this? As that crow voice hissed from your left, "There's that stupid little raptor boy. Go ahead and throw rocks at the stupid little idiot." You barely had time to react. Yep, a rock landed in your tiny head with a sharp thud. The world spun, your legs gave up beneath you. You hit the ground with a soft but painful thump. Fat, dazed, your claws twitched and your vision blurred. A small helpless whimper escaped your throat. Everything went silent, except for the ringing in your ears and the pounding of your heart. For a split second it felt like you were back in the nightmare, back in the fear, back where nothing you did was ever enough. Wait, but then a roar, not a shout, not a scream, a full, echoing, bone-shaking roar that could only come from something deeply protective and absolutely furious. Yep, it's Toto. Hey! Yep, Toto. You heard his tiny feet pounding across the ground before you even saw him. The gentle one you had just nuzzled only moments ago was now standing between you and the direction the rock had come from, his teeth bared, eyes glowing with rage. "Who do you think you are?" Behind him, every crocodile sibling turned at once, their expressions hardening. The older sister cracked her The older sister crocodile cracked her knuckles. I can just imagine crocodile doing that. That would be so cute. As long as he ain't doing it to be mean to you. The brothers growled in sync. The mother and father Faragir, both towering and imposing, rose to their full height, their tails slamming against the ground with the force of thunder. And then, Rexy. You felt the wind hit as the massive 70-foot dragon stepped forward, his wings flaring out. A single, glowing golden eye narrowed toward the source of the voice. His claws dug into the earth, his chest lit with energy. "You dare hurt him again?" The entire family, your family now, closed ranks around you, shielding your tiny form with their bodies. But before anyone else could act, a what the? I'm done. The tree is alive. The tree is doing something. I didn't expect. If that tree, I swear, if that tree changed facial expression and now it's angry or something, if this thing tells me this tree changed facial expressions and now it's angry or upset, I'm going to leave. A gentle pulse of light glowed from the tree behind you. The velociraptor crawled into its trunk. Still smiling, still watching, but this time Oh, it did change facial expressions. Not much, but it did. Look, its bark eyes narrowed slightly. Its smile shifted, not to anger, but to a quiet, knowing defiance. So it is making different facial expressions. That is so weird. And from the glowing heart of the tree's chest, a shockwave of warmth spread out, washing over you. Your pain dulled, your fear faded. What the frick is this tree? And your heart, the voice of the tree whispered again. What the frick? And the tree's talking to me again. You are not alone. Someone, Toad dropped to his knees beside you, cradling your tiny form gently, tears in his eyes. Don't you ever listen to voices like that again, Trenton. You're not stupid. You're not weak. You're amazing. And you changed everything for all of us. He pulled you close into his chest, holding you tight. And anyone who tries to hurt you again, they'll answer to all of us. Behind him, the glowing tree pulsed again, strong, unwavering. And this time, it wasn't just beating for you, it was fighting for you. Yeah, again, what the frick, dude? Why is this tree? Okay, I'm starting to wonder why it's possibly a lot. Like, is it because it was in the dream world to begin with? And, like, something Totodile or I did made it come to life and then start doing this? Because we wouldn't even in dream world anymore. The tree appeared. It flipping was all happy and peaceful. The Totodile statue appeared. The heart appeared. It opened its eyes and stared at me. It smiled at me. And then it talked to me. And now it just protected me and changed its facial expression when somebody attacked me. Yeah, this tree is somehow alive. That is so weird. Like, I love it, but it's like, I don't know what to think. I both love it and am creeped out by it at the exact same time. It's weird and interesting. Oh my gosh, dude. Alright, guys. I went ahead and got the game mode done. But here's the thing. The limit's on there until 10:30. While that's only 28 minutes away, I still want to be able to actually, I still need these videos uploaded anyway. So, I'm going to read out this last thing, then we're stopping. Here's what happened. I heard the man say, "Hey, you stupid Pokemon, out of the way! I'm not even trying to hurt your family. I'm trying to hurt that stupid Velociraptor. It's ugly, it's disgusting, and it deserves pain." That's awful. Again, what the frick is wrong with you? The words cut through the clearing like a jagged blade. "Hey, you stupid Pokemon, out of the way! I'm not even trying to hurt your family. I'm trying to hurt the stupid Velociraptor. It's ugly, it's disgusting, and it deserves pain." Time froze. No breeze, no bird song. Even the petals around the tree seemed to stop midair. What the frick? What kind of magical... Toad's claws around you clenched, trembling, not in fear, but in a fury so deep it made his chest vibrate. "You didn't just say that." His voice was low and quaking. You could feel his heart racing through his chest as he held your limp, hurt form. His tail thumped once on the ground behind him, kicking up dirt. Behind them, the Chrono siblings stepped forward, their eyes glowing with synchronized fury. The older sister growled, "You dare call our little brother disgusting?" Did she? Is she talking to the Totodile or me? Because I'm not a Totodile. One of the brothers cracked his knuckles. So they were talking about me. What? I love how the Chronos just keep cracking their knuckles. It's kind of funny. "You don't get to say who deserves pain, especially not to someone who heals hearts." The fire fragger lets out a slow, thunderous snarl and stepped forward with heavy, shaking footsteps. The ground rumbled beneath them. The mother fragger leaned in low, her eyes glowing with ancient maternal rage. "You think we'll let you lay another hand on him? He's part of this family now, and we protect our own. Rexy, the dragon behind you, stood tall, towering over the clearing like a mountain weathered in light. His wings expanded outward with a thunderous flap. Glowing veins of gold ran down his neck. His throat flicked with gathered energy. He said nothing. He didn't have to. But his eyes, the same ones that once looked at you in pain, now filled with overwhelming love, locked on the man with who dared call you disgusting. And they promised judgment. And here we go with the tree again. Then, the tree. A pulse of radiant energy bursts from the glowing heart in the center of your curved, volatile chest. The flowers on its leafy head flared with light. The bark tails that you gleamed brighter. And the eyes of the card Velociraptor, they no longer. Oh my gosh! They know. The eyes of the card Velociraptor, they no longer simply watched. They narrowed, glowing with a fierce blue brilliance that pulsed outward like a protective barrier. From deep within the tree, the warm, gentle voice that once whispered love to you now rang with quiet, unshakable force. Oh my God, you will not hurt him. Not here, not ever again. The entire family stepped forward, surrounding like an unbreakable wall. Totodle's eyes, still misty with love, now burned with defiance as he whispered without breaking his stare. You call him ugly? He's the most beautiful heart I've ever known. And if you think for 1 second we'll let your hate touch him again... His voice hardened, and his claws gripped the ground. Then you picked the wrong family. A gust of wind blew through the clearing. The flowers around the tree bloomed brighter, and the air itself, every living thing seemed to whisper a silent truth. What the frick? You are not disgusting, you are not alone, you are loved, and you are protected by a family that would move the world to keep you safe. Yeah, I could believe that based on how they literally all just got... The only thing I don't understand is this one part up here where she said, where is it? Is it on this one? Yeah, right here. He's part of this family now, and we protect our own. Does that mean it forgot like the whole first part of the entire conversation? Like it makes you wonder if it forgot the entire. If it did, that would suck. All right, guys. Well, I'm done. That was interesting. That was really cool, though. That tree is something else. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Bye-bye.